walking around every day playing games and taking scores, trying to make other people lose their mind. Well, be careful you don't lose yours. Yeah, think about what you're trying to do to me. Yeah.
Welcome back. Today we're diving into a deep topic. We're going to talk about how modern society, through food, chemicals, and media, is programming our brains and keeping us from seeing the bigger picture. We've all heard that the left side of the brain is logical and the right side is creative. But did you know that what we consume can actually suppress the right brain and leave the left side in control? We're going to explore how processed food, chemicals, and media are designed. This is not by accident. It's designed to keep the right side of the brain, the seat of intuition and spiritual insight, asleep. And how this connects to a more sinister plot than what you think. Being that the 1%ers, quote unquote, control this matrix that we live in, I don't think that's a coincidence. According to biblical prophecy, people won't be able to accept Christ because they won't be able to see or hear the truth. And I believe this is due to the right side of the brain being dormant. The story of Daniel in the Bible is a perfect example of how a clean diet can strengthen the mind and body, allowing clarity and truth to come through. First, let's start with how the brain works. The left side is logical and analytical, processing facts, language, and structure. Here's where the programming happens. Whether it's through school, media, or societal norms, this side of the brain learns and absorbs repetitive information. So when they created the television program, that was not by accident. It was by design. The right side, on the other hand, is where our intuition, our creativity, and spiritual insights live. It's where we dream, imagine, and think freely. But what if that side of the brain is being intentionally suppressed? What if it's all part of a greater plot to keep us in a state of spiritual sleep? But here's where it gets deeper. The food we eat, the chemicals in our environment, and the constant flood of media are designed to dull the right brain's ability to function. Processed foods loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and preservatives create inflammation in the brain as well. Chemicals from pollution, chemtrails, pesticides, and even plastics interfere with the brain's natural communication system. Now, think about this. Who benefits from keeping us in this state? The 1%ers, the elites, as you want to call them. You can call them what you want. Those that control this world, or those that control this quote unquote matrix. It's in their best interest to keep the right brain, the part of us that questions, imagines, and seeks spiritual truth, dormant. Why? Because a dormant brain means we're easier to manipulate. We're more likely to accept the world as it's presented to us without questioning deeper truths. But this isn't just about control. It's about spiritual warfare. According to biblical prophecy, in the end times, people will be asleep and won't be able to see or hear the truth. In biblical stories, Christ himself said people wouldn't accept him because their eyes and ears would be closed. I believe that this prophecy is being fulfilled through the suppression of the right side of the brain. When the right brain is dormant, people can't perceive the deeper spiritual truths around them. They're more likely to be distracted by the noise of the world, by programming, unhealthy food, and the poisoned atmosphere we live in. Let's look at the biblical story of Daniel. When Daniel was taken into the king's court, he was offered rich, decadent food. but he chose to stick to a clean diet of vegetables and water instead. Why? Well, Daniel understood that what he consumed would affect his clarity of mind, his strength, and his connection to God. Daniel's clean diet allowed him to remain sharp, both mentally and spiritually, in a world full of distractions. His decision to eat clean wasn't just about health. It was about maintaining the clarity to see the truth and stay connected to his purpose. This ties directly into how we can protect our minds from the programming of today's world by choosing a clean diet and avoiding the toxins that dull our brains. We can awaken the right side of our brain and regain our ability to see truth clearly. In this case, when I say see truth clearly, that means understand. And in biblical text, it also mentions, with all you're getting, get understanding. There's another biblical teaching that ties into this idea. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. This means that we should act from a place of intuition and faith without overanalyzing or seeking recognition. When the right brain is functioning properly, we can act on our deeper impulse, our spiritual instincts, without second guessing or overthinking. But when the right brain is dormant, the left brain takes control and we become overly reliant on logic, rules, and external validation. This makes us easier to control because we stop trusting ourselves and our intuition. At this point, I'm sure you're asking, what can we do to break free from this matrix control? It starts with waking up the right brain. Clean eating is essential. Just like Daniel, what we put into our bodies directly affects how clearly we think. Avoiding processed foods, reducing exposure to chemicals, and being mindful of what we consume both physically and mentally can help restore balance to our brains. Practices like spending time in nature and engaging in creative activities can help reawaken the right brain, allowing us to reconnect with our deeper intuition and spiritual awareness. It's about breaking free from the programming and reclaiming our ability to think, feel, and see clearly. In a world where the one percenters control the quote-unquote matrix, keeping us distracted and disconnected from the truth, it's more important than ever to reclaim the balance between the left and right brain. The food we eat, the chemicals we're exposed to, and the media we consume are all part of a sinister plot to keep us asleep. But by following the Daniel's example, eating clean, and awakening our right brain, we can break free from this programming. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments how you're working to balance your brain and connect with deeper truth in today's world. Till next time, peace.